Now to that big announcement, months in the making, as Jeb Bush declares he is running for president. My co-anchor, Todd McDermott, is live in Miami tonight. Todd?
Well, Felicia, a lot of people say Jeb Bush isn't that great at a stump speech, but this speech electrified the crowd here. The party followed, but the party's over. But Jeb Bush got right to the point. The campaign starts right now. Again, he made his announcement about 90 minutes ago, speaking to a crowd of almost 3,000 people here on the campus of Miami-Dade College in Kendall, Florida. Bush was joined on stage by his wife, their 3 children, their grandchildren, his sister, and former First Lady Barbara Bush. Of course, Jeb Bush, 2-term governor of Florida, the son of the former President George H.W. Bush, the brother of George W. Bush. Jeb Bush declared himself the best presidential candidate to help all Americans build a better life for themselves and their families.
I will campaign as I would serve, going everywhere, speaking to everyone, keeping my word, facing the issues without flinching, and staying true to what I believe. I will take nothing and no one for granted. I will run with heart, and I will run to win.
And one way to win is to raise enough money, and no one knows exactly how much Jeb Bush has been raising over the past year for that super PAC and PAC, because he was not formally declared for the White House. It could be $75 to $100 million, and that could have quite an effect on the rest of the GOP field. Right now, Jeb Bush becomes the 11th Republican officially in the race, and may I just say, more to come. Jeb Bush has a very busy week ahead. Washington Post reporting he's actually flying to New Hampshire tonight to talk about jobs. The jobs goal, his number, 19 million new jobs, he says. And that begins a whirlwind 4 days. Also sees him going to Iowa, Washington, Iowa, to talk about people in the other Washington, working class Americans, as well as to South Carolina to speak with veterans and to outline his foreign policy of his campaign. He plans to be back here in Florida by the end of the week to headline a fundraiser in Tampa. Now, just hours before Jeb Bush officially announced his bid for president, he was criticized by Democrats, as to be expected, specifically by Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She says another Bush, a third Bush, in the Oval Office would be a disaster for the middle class.
I think there's some real irony in Jeb Bush's first campaign ad, where he's talking about trying to clear away barriers for people who are struggling and who need an opportunity to succeed. Because Jeb Bush, as governor, was all about making it harder, not easier, for people in the middle class or who wanted to reach the middle class to get there.
Now let's talk about the campaign itself. Jeb Bush wants to make it harder, specifically on one person already in the race, and that's his longtime political ally, Marco Rubio, a Cuban-American. We were at his announcement in downtown Miami a few weeks ago. He's already announced he'll run. Today he welcomed Jeb Bush to the race and said he is glad both he could announce for the run for the White House in South Florida, and he called Jeb Bush a friend. Jeb Bush conceding nothing. He gave part of his speech today in Spanish. All the music beforehand was salsa music and Spanish language music. His wife, Columba, is from Colombia. She was on stage with him, and there will be a fight for the Hispanic vote for those GOP delegates here in the state of Florida, a purple state that could be very important to Democrats and Republicans come November of 2016. For now, I'm Todd McDermott, Miami-Dade County. Let's go back to Felicia and Chris.
All right, Todd, thank you.